How you doing, folks? Out there in YouTube land. This is Nincito from Nincito's Art. Long time no see. I'm just starting another portrait project. And basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm marking, pinpointing how the head from top, very top, to the bottom, with a line in the middle, making an oval shape. Now this is just for proportions to help me with the proportions. It's not going to be 100% accurate. It's just to help me out with the proportions. With this particular method, you can, if you're having a hard time, like with how far the eyes need to be, how far the nose needs to be, this will help you out. So I put a line down the middle and a perpendicular and horizontally, make like almost a perfect cross. I When it comes to the eyes, I start with the tear duct. It's about say about a half an inch from the line on both sides, from the right side to the left side. And then from there, I just looking at my reference. I just basically start very loosely filling in the details, or putting in just roughly putting in like scribbling in, putting in the basic proportions of the eye. Of course, the details and adjustments, that'll come in later. Now the character I'm making is Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp's character from Pirates of the Caribbean. Caribbean. Um, and I usually don't. Well, the way I do my portraits is that if you may not notice, or you won't see the likeness right away, because I like to lay down the foundations first, and any adjustments, any corrections, I do that as I go along. I always try to use a very light touch with my pencil, but since we are dealing with video on YouTube, I press a little bit more firmly, so you can see what's going on. So if you can't tell, it's Jack Sparrow. That's a Carter Wright. I will make it. I am making adjustments as I go along. This is just me laying down the foundation. And as you can tell right away, like I mentioned earlier, I'll lay down the oval shape to help me out, but it's not going to be accurate to the portrait I'm making. This is just like a guideline. As you can tell, like I'm making adjustments on the cheekbones and the chin. And when it comes to the hair, I just laying down the outline for the hair. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because right now we just continue with the beard. Right now, the main thing we need to do is lay down the foundation, and any adjustments, any corrections, it'll happen along the way. Always think about making a drawing, or in this case, portraits. Think of it of building a house. Of course, you gotta lay in your foundation first. Do your site planning, then you lay your foundation. And then from there you build upon that and adding details in. Start with the simplest. The hardest part is starting with the simplest things, and then everything else just falls into place as you go along. This is going to be a fairly lengthy tutorial, but if you're pressed for time, or you have a short attention span like myself, I will also load a speed sketch or a time lapse video of this particular process also. So you can choose to watch the lengthy tutorial, more likely it'll be like about 40 minutes or more. Or you can watch this speech sketch. That'll be more to your liking if you don't want to sit through all the through the lengthy tutorial here. But if you do, I do appreciate that. Thank you for your patience and sticking around. So I'm gonna do right now. As you can tell, like once I feel comfortable with the drawing the proportions, then I start like adding just a little bit more detail, a little bit of erasing. Usually my style when I do my sketches or my drawings, I'm very, very, very loose with my hand when it comes to the lines. Like the lines are all over the place. You don't know when the line starts or ends. So I have to use just an eraser to clean up the lines also. Now there are different ways to do portraits. This way, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called the Loomis method. But this is a very popular way of doing portraits if you're doing freehands. But there's other ways. I have the other tutorials. Because I really started on YouTube, my other tutorials are actually worse than this. So, but if you do have a chance to stumble upon them, please watch them. They're very lengthy, but they have I believe they have some good sound advice on there. I might actually make updated tutorials when it comes to other methods of drawing portraits. As you can tell right away, that I have a very, very, very difficult time talking on those videos. First videos like that. This one's I'm a little bit more confident the way I'm talking here. But yeah, check them out if you can. See if it helps you out. There's different ways. There's this way of doing a portrait. This other way where you do the outline sketch, where basically you do like a silhouette, like the outer portions of the character or silhouette, and then basically start filling everything in as you go along. You also have I don't know the terminology, but I call it a quick sketch method, where basically just roughly sketching the scribble lines, the character or the facial features and mouth, eye structure, and then from there you start basically darkening in the detail. This is another method that a lot of people like using. I'm not one for using that method because it's called, I don't know what it's called, but it's actually some people actually trace over the outline of the character, and you can tell right here I'm actually fixing the nose. It was a little too high. I'm bringing it down a little bit. And you can tell right away just by doing that. You can tell he's coming along. He's looking more like Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow. Yeah, but back to my point. Some people actually take like the actual photograph or reference, and they use like a backlight, or even like hold it up to the window and trace over it, just the outline. They can get the effect, head proportions, and the actual eye sockets and the nose, to lead the nose, and then from there they start shading in and using they color it in, and that's how for the most part you get the ultra almost photo like realism. That's a method you can use. I prefer using this method because I like to hone my skills. And I just find something. I just like I don't know. I'm finding it intriguing that the drawing doesn't look exactly like the reference. Like it has your own touch, So I think you can call it photorealism, but not so much, But I will make a tutorial on that also, possibly in the future. But for right now, I'm using this particular method, and actually, this method I decided to do it because I watch a YouTuber by the name of Kirsty Partridge. Kirsty Partridge. I apologize if I mispronounced her name. She's a wonderful art YouTuber. She makes some amazing work, amazing art, and she's one of my inspirations to continue working on my art and getting better. I'm not nowhere near her level, but I'll do my best to get up there and get better better as I go along the way. Thank you for your time, and see you next time. All right, I'm moving on. Right now, I'm gonna do the coloring, adding details. I'm actually doing construction paper. The way I do it is I hold the drawing up to the window panel with construction paper on top. And in this case, as I'm doing the face, basically I draw or trace the outline uh, on the construction paper. I also cut out the eyes because I like the effect the eyes coloring the eyes give to the actual portrait. I think it makes it look more realistic in a way. So that's what I'm doing right now. Of course, I'm using regular Manila paper for the face because I'm at details to it as I go along the way. I cut the block face shapes for the eyes. I mean for the face, the bandana, and the hair. Everything is set by layers. First the face, then the hair, and then the bandana on top of the hair. Um, and right now I'm holding the bandana on top of the, as you can see, on top of the, just over the eye bridge, and I'm just tracing over it with my pencil to see exactly where it's going to go. Where I'm going to be adding the glue. And right now I'm just adding the glue with the glue stick all over the where the hair's going to be too. Even the middle of the bandana. Like at that point, I'm not afraid of smearing anything because everything's it's going to be covered up with the construction paper, which I know now doesn't look like much because this is a big blob. But the point is getting down the foundation, and then I'll start cutting or adding details later on, which I always do. The way I work, I usually work off when I finish doing something on camera. I usually work a little bit more off screen. So on my next session, you'll probably notice that I might have colored in the eyes or added some more construction paper details or some cuts also to the actual portrait. That's just basically me just continuing working on it off screen. I try not to go too much further into the process because I would like you to see the process step by step as I go along. But at the same time, I usually tend to move it along a little bit to keep it to help with the time lapse. So it won't make a already lengthy video longer than what it is. And I do the same thing on camera too. So you might notice that I'm you don't see my hands doing. You might notice further along the video that my hands aren't doing much, but they're off screen, basically making adjustments or cutting more construction paper out to add to the portrait, to the drawing at hand. Most of the stuff I try to trace with through the window panel when it's on the outside, but there's some like small details like the mustache or even the beard or like small minor details. I usually do that just freehand, eyeballing it. But the bigger, more intricate details like the shape of the head and the hair, I usually trace over it. And the way I trace over it is basically like I mentioned. When it's sunny outside, I'll hold the construction paper behind the no on top of the actual drawing, and then I just trace it. But if you have access to a backlight or a makeshift backlight, like if you have like an iPad or one of those tablet computers, you can use that as a backlight to trace it. Or I mean, if you're feeling bold enough, you can try just eyeballing it too, which is a little bit more difficult. See right here is the mustache. Mustache for a reason I have a little difficult time with the mustache. So I made a bunch of adjustments on the mustache to get it just right. All right, let's glow it on. And by the way, if you interested in this or like this particular type of art that I'm doing, I'm pretty sure other people have done this before, but haven't found many on YouTube. But if you're interested in something like this, be free to watch my I have a time lapse video in the tutorial video of Batman, a Ben Affleck Batman I'm doing that I worked on. Also for one for Goku, you can go see that, and let me know if you like it. Thumbs up if you can. Give it a follow, subscribe, and ring the bell for notification if you can. If you're interested in watching other videos related to this particular type of style. I don't know what it's called. I guess you can call it construction paper art. But if you like it, let me know, and I'll make sure to, do more in the future. Yeah, but right now, this particular portion of the session is about to end. I'm gonna load up on my computer, and from there, later on today, I will continue with the process, and I'm trying to aim to see if we can finish the whole process today. If not, we'll finish it tomorrow. For the meantime, thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next session here. Okay, continuing the process here. Thank you for your time. Goodbye. All right, so this particular portion of the drawing process, I'm adding the details to the face. Starting with the eyes, I'm adding the shadow, the eye shadow that Jack Sparrow is famously known to have. One of his main distinct characteristics in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Going by the reference, I'm trying to keep it as detailed as I can, make it look as realistic as I can. The outer portion, you can see there's like it's very darkened, so I make sure to darken it out on the outer portion, and as I made my way upwards, I just lightly use the color pencil, black color pencil. I didn't press down hard on it. As I was doing that, I noticed that the eyes were a little off, or the white of the eyes were off. I didn't like the way it was looking. The eyeballs or the pupils looked a little bit too big. So in a moment, what I did to my best of my abilities, I grabbed my cutting tool, and as you can see, I start scraping away on the end point where the tear duct is at. Making it a bit larger so you can see more of the white of the eye. And well, at this moment, I just grabbed the peach, and I lay like a solid foundation, very lightly through the face to give it more of a realistic skin tone. And then I'll go over it with a little bit of tan coloring, very lightly for the sides of the cheeks, to give it that shadow effect, that highlight shadowy effect. Here I am going over the cheeks, the outer portion with the tan color. I'll use the tan to give a little bit of a highlight on the bridge of the nose, where the nostril comes down. Need more details as go along. Um, when it comes to color pencils, as long as you don't press very hard initially, you can you should be able to erase color pencils. As long as you don't press real hard on it. So you notice that I do erase a little bit of color pencils. Like if I feel like a line isn't just quite right, I just erase it and color over it. Now when it comes to the mustache, I lay down like very lightly, very dark brown, and I'm mixing a little bit of black to give it a bit of a contrast, a little bit of shadow highlight to the mustache. Of course, referencing the photo. Trying to add a little bit of white too to indicate highlights. But I'm actually go over with a jelly roll pen or a metallic marker, a white metallic marker, to indicate highlights in the mustache, depending how it turns out. Yeah, excuse my hand for blocking the view. Um, I'm a lefty, and I sometimes my hand does get in the way when I'm drawing. Right now, I'm just adjusting the lip, making it more to the liking of the reference, and I'm trying to get it to look as much much like Jack Sparrow or Johnny Depp as possible. I'm trying to get its likeness the best I can. At this point of the bandana, I feel the bandana was a little too low. It was actually blocking part of his left eye or right eye, depending on your angle. And I just want to hit with the cutting tool and just slightly cut over that little piece with with the I use the cutting tool to cut over that little piece of the bandana, very gently, not very deep, because trying to avoid cutting any other part of the portrait construction paper. So you can tell I'm making an adjustment on the eyeball because it's a little too big. Adding some the black pupil, also the mustache. Working on that too. See here, I'm cutting that portion of the bandana that feels a little too low. I'm going very lightly to avoid cutting underneath, and all I just do is just peel it away. So if you use this method, and if you glue something down and it's not quite right, you can always go back and as long as you don't cut in too deep, you're able to make adjustments, or cut away extra extra construction paper that you don't need no more. All right, so this portion of the particular drawing session is about to be done in just a little bit. I'm going to be working on this off screen a little bit longer, so when I come back and notice that I'll probably add a little bit more stuff to it, or I'll make a little bit more adjustments to it, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, and stop building about this. I think it's going to come out great. You know, I think it's going to come out decently, and we'll just continue from this from where we left off, and start adding even more details to the character, because I still need to do the hair, and I still need to do part of his body also. All right, thank you for your time. See you next time. All right, so in this particular portion, I'm gonna basically continue layering the construction paper on top of the portrait for Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp. Sorry about that. runaway glue stick there. I decided to just do the strips of long strips of brown construction paper. I'm trying to add the effective layers to it. Hopefully, if everything goes well, it turns out good. I'm trying to make it look great, but I'll settle for decent to good. So you'll see me a lot of. You probably see that off screen. I do a lot of cutting. That's because I'm cutting long strips, adding them to the hair. The original source of that I got on for the drawing for the portrait, it was fairly in dark or in shadow, and then I looked up the same image. I googled it again, and I found an actual image that was like actually brighter. And it turns out that particular image, Jack Sparrow, you see his you clearly see where his dreadlocks are falling down, and where his hair, actual strands of hair begin, and of course the braids, which is in the original source that I got, also from Google. He was more like in shadow, the portrait, so you couldn't tell exactly where one part of the hair started and ended, like when it comes to the dreadlocks and the regular strands of hair, and the braids. So I was gonna do it like that, but I figured, this is a challenge, also a challenge, and part of my reason I started this YouTube channel is to don't be afraid to try new things, or if you have something that pose a challenge, go for it, and that's part of growing as an artist, and being creative, not afraid not being afraid to take risk. So when it turned out to be like a fairly simple project, well, not fairly simple, quote unquote. It's going to be a little bit more intricate, a little bit more detailed. Of course, I may not get the exact one-to-one portrait likeness, but I'm gonna put as much detail as I can based on the reference that I updated reference that I got on the off the internet, and that reference also includes. He has like a lot of decorations around his hair, like feathers, like silver jewelry, looks kind of like crossbones or skulls. I'm gonna try to mimic that as best that I can. If you notice here that there's certain parts where I I feel like certain layers or certain pieces of hair or dreadlocks are need to go on there, and I had to like just very carefully peel off the piece of or the pieces of construction paper that I laid down with glue, just to put it on there. Now, uh, there is you're not gonna probably see it here, but there was a point I have what's causing me a bit of a problem was the actual the undershirt portion. Uh, I need to. I'm trying to figure out a way to put the undershirt on so it'll look like his hair or the dreads are overlapping the shirt, and it looks like like it's actually seamless. Um, uh, Everything goes well, it should it should look decent. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm gonna try to fix that. This way I can fix that. If not, I'm gonna try to cover it with the shading on his neck. You can see like it's a little bit of a rough spot down his in the middle of his beard. It's like it's wrinkled construction paper. I'm gonna see if I can fix that later. Um, and you can barely see it now, but you see this like he has like a little piece of feather in his hair. I'm gonna color that in, shade that in later, a little bit later, make that look a little bit lighter, a little bit nicer. Um, Everything goes well. I'm gonna start adding details to the hair or the construction paper to make it look like hair, make it stand out, um, and hopefully all the strands of hair, all the strands of dreadlocks will look like it's overlapping. Well, right now this is another little piece of his jewelry that he has in his hair. It's kind of in the portrait. It looks kind of hidden, so I'm just putting it on there for right now. When I do the shading process and everything, hopefully it stands out and it looks decent and nice. Where it looks like it's seamless. What I'm trying to go for is basically make sure that it looks as seamless and realistic as possible. But at the same time, if you look closely, you can tell that it's done with construction paper and with, of course, color pencil, Prisma color pencil, as a form of detail also. But right now, this particular portion of the system is about to be done. I thank you for your patience with me this far, and I'll see you on the next session where I'm going to start basically detailing more and adding more to the portrait. Speaking of adding more, on my next session, I actually off screen I added more detail to it, so don't be surprised if it looks a little bit more done. But I'll see you to the next one, to the next session. You have a great one. Okay, so at this point, as you can tell, like I mentioned last time, I worked a little bit on the portrait off camera. I added the effect of a shirt on the shirt with the black um, excuse me, the black construction paper. I was gonna use white, but I decided to use black instead because I like to, go ahead and color it with the white Prismacolor to make it give it more of an accent to stand out. I also worked a little bit of his braids and of course his uh, his famous beads and jewelry they're usually wearing. Uh, he's usually wearing as decor around his braids and his hair. Um, it's still a work in progress, of course. It's not quite finished. I'm gonna be adding more details to the drawing portrait as I go along. So it's not fully finished yet. Like I mentioned, I'm trying to get as close to the source material as I can. It's not gonna be 100% accurate, but it's coming along. As you can tell, there's a shadow that shadow that's going across towards the right hand side at an angle. That's actually the shadow of the smartphone tripod holder. It's casting a shadow because my room has low light. I don't have high light, and it's actually like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So I've been I could have just probably left this to morning, but I feel like continuing with the project. So I do apologize for the the shadow that's being casted by the smartphone holder there. It's doing that because it's actually nighttime right now. And at the same time, I wanted to continue working on it, even though it was nighttime. You can actually see and appreciate the effort one puts into these type of projects. I mean, they may not be the prettiest or the best projects ever, but I do put as much effort that I can to make sure I'm bringing you the best quality products I can bring you, or the best of my ability, and make sure you're enjoying what you're seeing. All right, so let's be continuing here. So you can tell us a little bit more detail, like I mentioned earlier. The bandana, of course, needs to be worked on, as well as the hair, but that's going to come along as I continue with the process of adding details to the portrait in need here in question. Actually, if you hear some rumbling in the background, it's actually me moving my art supplies around, and basically working on the drawing off camera. Like I always mentioned, always try to do a lot of my projects on camera, or most of my process on camera, but same time, when I just to save some time, but also because I once I start drawing, I can't stop even with the cameras off. So I always just start adding a detail here, a detail there, and before I know it, I'm further along into the project. So forgive me if you like to see the process from step by step, but usually I do as much as I can on camera, but sometimes I add a detail. But when I add little details, it's not nothing that's out of extraordinary. And what I want to do, I always explain what I did. For example, the details I added off camera usually be like, if I shading in the eye, or adding a little bit more detail to the eye, just a little bit, or a highlight here, highlight there. Nothing that's gonna be major that would throw anybody off off guard. So, and I believe I mentioned earlier how I actually learned the construction paper. Like I got the basic forms blocked out first, You'll see that in the tutorial in the beginning, how I begin sketching at first, and then I start just tracing over the drawing with the construction paper to get the proportions right for the face, the bandana, and the hair. Any extra layers of hair, I do that just basically cutting strips, just pasting them on there. Especially since Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, he has as Jack Sparrow, he has dreadlocks, so that's where the long strips of construction paper come along. Over here, you're seeing that I'm actually trying to add a little more detail to the hair on the side. I'm using long strokes. I'm using a combination of my dark personal color pencil, my dark brown or sienna brown personal color pencil, and excuse me, and the dark brown to do the hair on the side, and it looks like it's coming along. Looks like it's starting to come off page a little bit more. Looking a little bit less less construction paper like, and more of a semi photorealistic. I mean, not quite photorealistic, but you know, it's kind of that uncanny valley. Alright, so this particular portion of the session is about to be end. I'm gonna load this onto my computer. I'm gonna call it a night because it is late, and tomorrow I should start working on this again the next day, and hopefully by tomorrow it should be done. I'll be loading it up on YouTube, and make sure to check it out, see if you like it. Okay. Other than that, I thank you for stopping by, and y'all have a great day. Thank you. Good night. Alright, so this is gonna be considered my last video upload for the Jack Sparrow tutorial portrait. So right now I'm just adding the finishing touches. I'm adding the piece of jewelry coming down his from his hair, or from the top of his head down to overlapping his bandana. And I think he has like a piece of it looks like a piece of wood. I don't know exactly what it is. He has a lot of interesting jewelry on his head, but you know, I'm just going for the photo reference, and for this, like I always did, I just cut a piece of manila paper, and I glued it down with the glue stick, trying to represent the source, the portrait, as best as I can. I know it's not going to be 100% accurate, especially around the eye area, but you know, it's this is like my fourth attempt of doing portraits using construction paper. So it's a process where if you want to get better, you gotta just keep on doing it. You know, I already see things that I can improve upon the next one, whenever I decide to do the next one. So right now I'm just getting a bit of beige, bit of dark brown, try to add highlights to the piece of wood on top of his hair. I also reach out to my metallic marker that I got of the Dollar Tree, so I can add a little bit of highlight, and use a little bit of my finger to tone it down. If I wanted to use it, like right now we're showing like a piece of bead shining through, or a piece of a metal object, aluminum object, I lay down the white metallic marker, and I just leave it as is to give it the illusion that a piece of jewelry there's a bit of a highlight or a shine to it. And yeah, just right now I'm getting like scraps of paper to fill out the uh, the portrait, or missing parts of the portrait, to make out his shirt. He's in black and it's coloring over it with white. Most of the hair is individual strands of construction paper. I just get that in a combination of my color pencils to and the metallic marker to add highlights and give it some depth. There's a little piece of jewelry. I was gonna add a bit more details to the bandana, but I didn't have the special medium or type of marker that I needed for the bandana, so I just left it the way it is. But always, I'm gonna continue working on it, even when the session's over. I always say, not work's never done unless you say it's done. So it's always there's always something to add and improve upon and make better. So this is gonna be by the time I put this up, this should be the time lapse video of this particular portrait for Jack Sparrow. Make sure you check it out if you can. Like I always try to do 3 types of videos: the tutorial, full length tutorial video, the time lapse video for people who are pressed for time, and when I get a chance, I'll do another one called or just do an art summary of the video, or just talking about it, let you know what type of mediums I use, went about to do the portrait, and the type of method I'm using. I think I'm going to probably call it like art talk or something like that. But it's going to be a summary, in 10 to 15 minutes. So 3 options of watching the video, watching my videos. That way, if you're pressed for time, you can choose which ones you want to watch, or if you want the full length video, you can watch it too. Right now, I'm just getting a black marker, and I'm just adding a little bit of dark black highlights to make it look more, the piece of item on top of his hair look more 3-dimensional, so it won't look as flat. Now it's going to be a point where I grab my soft pastels, and I'll use my fingers, and I basically add textures to the background, make it look like it's sky, like it's the dawn, from the, like the dawn is setting, the sun is about to set. I apologize. You'll see that in the background in a little bit. Yeah, my next session, I'm gonna do something a little bit different, more a little less, I won't say involved, but a little bit more simpler, because I want to make sure my tutorials are also easy to get into. So I'm gonna do something more inclined, like how to draw a cartoon or famous cartoon characters, or how to create cartoon or caricatures of portraits from famous people, and eventually to the point where you can learn how to create your own cartoon character if you're interested, or make a caricature. So that'll be coming up. I'm gonna use different type of equipment for that medium. It is gonna be very basic, but it's gonna be something that it's an open learning experience where you can learn how to draw like cartoon characters, and and from there improve your skills also. All right, so I'm adding a little bit of blue. It's light blue, a little bit of gray. I'm just using my fingers. As you can tell, rubbing it in with soft pastels. Doing my best to make it look like sky. Making it look like the sunset. It's about to set. By the way, this is just a quick recap. This is done on stock paper. The initial sketch and everything from there, I traced over it with manila paper, different manila paper, and just basically layered it on top of the layer the construction paper on top of each other to create the portrait effect of Jack Sparrow. Yeah, those eyes. I'm gonna figure a way to fix those, even off screen. If I do that, when I do my art summary, when I talk about it again, I'll probably let you know if I make any updates to the eyes, and make it look better, because I can tell right away that there's some stuff that I need to fix. A little bit of a gray, a little bit yellow on the bottom, but so far. I'm very proud of the way it turned out. I think it turned out great. If you interested in seeing this type of projects where I do celebrities or I don't know, comic book characters in the form of using construction paper, let me know. Just give me a like. Be free to comment if you would like to see more art sessions like this. And don't forget to ring the bell for notification. It'll let you know when my next video is coming out. And don't forget to subscribe. All right. Well, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and let the session end here in just a little bit. I thank you for your time. Y'all have a great night or great day, depending the time you're watching this. And y'all take care. Thank you. Goodbye. Peace.